50% of the fish I catch are caught in here before I ever leave. To be a specialist angler, I think it's trying to interact with a species or an individual fish that you're targeting. It's trying to understand and learn how they live, their thought process, how you need to fish for them. They all behave differently. A chub will behave very differently to a carp. And it's piecing all those pieces of the jigsaw puzzle together. And once you have, then it's tempting it, hunting it, and finally getting it on your hook and into your net. I think the hurdles a specimen hunter has to overcome is first and foremost finding the correct venue. You cannot catch what isn't there. And I know that sounds very simple, but the amount of people make the mistake of going to fish venues and wasting time, and you must be ruthless with your time. You must work that out, that you're at the right place. Without that, forget all the rest. Then you'll probably, once you get to a venue, be it a river or a still water, if you're a true specimen hunter, there may only be within that volume of water a handful of fish that you actually want to catch. You can catch the others and that'll help with the learning curve, but the point is finding and understanding the individuals almost. And believe it or not, sometimes you can, in clear venues, you can watch individuals how they behave, and fish don't all behave the same, you know, they're very different. So it's understanding what you're after. Then once you've found the venue, you know it contains it, you've found that where the fish are that you're fishing for, you've got to fool them, you've got to hunt them. It's not a popular word these days, but I class myself as a hunter. You will try and sort of like work out their moods, when they're likely to slip up, when they're likely to feed. Will they send, believe it or not, other fish into the front? You can often see it in the river. The biggest fish lays at the back. The smaller fish will come, say, feeding on your maggots that you're putting in, and they're there as a lure. And most people, they'll be tempted. It's just, there's fish feeding, I've got to cast out. But I'll never cast out if I can see the fish until I know the right fish you're feeding and I've worked out whereabouts it's feeding. And once you put all that together, you've got to put a rig in the water then to overcome its guile. And if you can do that, then you catch a big fish. I think having good kit, hardy kit, is so important. In the elements, in Great Britain, we have such a fluctuation, such a change from summer to winter. You could face anything. It could be sunny and the next minute it's pouring with rain. So I don't need everything getting soaked. I don't want to be soaked, my gear don't want to be soaked. It's just about fine-tuning everything. It's about putting all the odds in your favour. And I know it seems strange that you'd worry about having all your gear nice and dry, but that's important. Everyone is on 90%. If you want to be at 100% and catching the fish, you need to make all those tiny 1% put together to make that final 10%. And the more of them you can put together, the puzzle will come together far easier. It's having everything ready, it's being prepared. I don't need to be on the bank messing around. I don't need to have a learning curve on the bank other than learning about that individual fish. So I need everything ready, rigs ready, everything put away in the rucksack, prepared. You know, the worst thing you can do is just chuck everything in a bucket and hope when you turn up. Absolutely useless. You might fluke one out, but it will be a fluke and you won't catch big fish after big fish. I work for Drennan's and I use Drennan tackle, and some might say that, well, that's fairly obvious, but it's not. My relationship is and always has been with the company. I can pick and choose what I use, and if I felt it affected my ability to catch fish, I wouldn't use it. I couldn't afford to in my job, which is producing magazine articles on a weekly basis, producing sometimes 100 articles a year. It would cripple me. I couldn't think of anything worse than working for a company that I've had to take for the sponsorship, that I didn't really want to use their tackle. I would never do that. If I didn't work for Peter Drennan ever again, I still would have Drennan products within my range to help me catch more fish.